Hotline. This is the Harold Washington Post 1987 Hotline TV show. This is your TV show. I want to turn over to that fantastic commander. Bam.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, all veterans. I'd like to welcome you to our show. And this evening, we have a lot of topics to talk about. But we had a few people that we was going to have on the show, but they had a little difficulty. So we got to wing it like we do all the time because we together have a lot of things to talk about. So just want to let my partner know that everything that was going on last week for Memorial Day, we're gonna talk about the after effects for that, and that's the Poor People March.
Yes, we want to say to our folks out there in television land, we take our hats off to the veterans because we took a busload of veterans down to Springfield to demonstrate and to let the people know that veterans support the Poor People March. And you have to understand that the Poor People March was created by Dr. Martin Luther King and Reverend Bear from New York and California.
Right.
Are those two. And then there's another minister that's Reverend Smith, a part of the Poor People Campaign. So we want you to know that when Memorial Day came, there was 40 different demonstrations going on around the country. The Poor People March did not get the media attention that it should have gotten. But we want you to know that all over this country, poor people still exist.
Oh, yes, it does. And so badly to say, not just in rural areas, in these big cities also. Everywhere, people are feeling the crunch. All the cutbacks and stuff like that. The politicians, all they do is promise you something. When they get in office, they take it away. So this is the thing that we have to fight for. We have to let them know that you're not out there by yourself. And that's what we tell the veterans every day. You're not out there alone. Because, see, you have other people fighting for you. But see, this march is for everyone. It's for everybody who could stand up to it. And like he was saying, there was a lot of things going on around the country. But come back to here, every Memorial Day, the Harold Washington Post 1987 be distributing poppies. Poppies are the little flowers, little red flowers that we give out. And people give us a little donation. There's no set price. It's whatever you can contribute. We'll, give you a poppy. And had a lot of, I'm just saying, had a lot of bad vibes with certain people because, it's a shame when ignorance is still among us. And what I mean by that is because why ask a person as myself in uniform? It's all right to ask, what are you representing? And if you don't know, I tell you, American Legion.
You had on your uniform.
I had on my uniform.
So it's obvious what you represent.
Yeah, but then she wanted to know what does it stand for.
Oh my God.
And I'm sitting up there, I'm trying to be frank with her, and said, tell her, the history of the American Legion. It started in Paris, France in 1919. Why? I said, for one thing, it was the end of World War I, and the veterans that was coming home. And see, over there, they have French Foreign Legion, and that's a group of people that stick together. So they wanted to have something home, something similar to that. So then, in March of 1919, that's when the American Legion was formed overseas. But it's also in June, came here, and it was established here. And so I was trying to tell a young lady about it and stuff. And so now it was ignorance because then said, well, why do y'all go over to these countries and be fighting people that you don't have no business to fight? I don't really have time for that because see, the United States is a country that goes out to help other countries, poor countries or democracy, whatever it may be. But see, the idea is to stand up for justice. A lot of people may not feel that way because they say you're interfering with this, you're interfering with that. But see, what will happen if they come over here? See, we're not used to that. We got used to it in 9/11. And the lady told me, said, well, how could nobody ever came over here? I said, yes, they have. When? I said, remember 9/11? In September 11. What about it? Miss, you have a nice day. Because see, that's making me feel bad because like I told her, that we go out to fight wars for the freedom and democracy of others, and plus to keep it from coming on our shores. And so for somebody to just come up and talk about, we fighting a losing battle, nobody know until it's lost. But still enough, we cannot back down. So then, again, like I told the young lady, with respect, I told her I had to talk to you later on. But see, it's the idea, not just her, but from that Friday to that Sunday, where, and when you had some people said, would you like to contribute anything that you can for the disabled American veterans and the homeless? And a lot of people, and it's shameful that they just look at you and keep going. You find a few that stop and say thank you for your service and stuff. Now that makes you feel good. But then too, you have people, bow their head down and run. You don't have to run, just keep walking. You don't have to do this. Oh, I was in a hurry, I tried to do something, but see, you stopped. See, I thought you was in a hurry. See, this is the thing that we have to be dealing with as veterans. We have a lot of mixed feelings. Some people care for us, and then some don't. So this is the thing that we, had to go into.
Let me ask you a question, Commander. How long have the Herald Washington Post been doing the poppies as a fundraising mechanism?
I say Herald Washington Post was established in 1995. And I believe, from my knowledge, was from 1996.
Okay. And it's been very successful.
Yes. Off and on until I got up in there. Then I made it constantly every year because see the idea, that's the only way we function. Because see, we don't have anything else. And like I said, we non-profit, so we got to make the best of whatever we could get. So donations and stuff, well, it's always glad to have. But see, this is how we do it because see the idea, the poppies is a symbol. Yes, it's a flower. And like when you say poppy, some people take it the wrong way. Oh, that's dope. That's in your mind. A poppy is a little red flower. The red is for the blood that we shed. And so this is the thing that we have to keep reminding people of because, see, now the elderly, they know what it's about. Because, see, during that time, after World War I, World War II, Korean War, stuff like that, from what I hear through, other people that I know, that they used to go door to door, asking for donations for the poppies. But now, in certain areas, what is that for? And I just have to tell them, this is for the blood that we shed for, your freedom. And that's what it is, simple as that.
Also, Commander, you was telling me that Saturday was the fundraiser for Dial Smith Inc., and you had the Buffalo Soldiers out?
Yeah, we had the Buffalo Soldiers. It was two groups of them, the bike riders and the troopers. And they came in full force, and it was a sight to see. And that's what you're talking about when veterans get together, unify their sources. Because see, the idea, just like the American Legion, and especially I got to say about my post, which is the Herald Washington Post. we are there for the community. But main thing, we're there for the veterans. And the veterans is consistent of the communities. There's other matters in the community, but see the idea, the main thing what we are doing is making sure everybody is all right. But the veterans do come first.
Now, getting back to the Poor People Campaign, the 4 pillars of the campaign were against racism, to end poverty, end the militarization of society, end the environmental destruction. And what we want to do, we want to shout out to our guy Bruce, because Bruce is a stand-up member of CVO.
And CVO means Coalition of Veterans Organization. His name is Bruce Perry.
And he did a fantastic job for organizing the Poor People Campaign for Springfield and making sure we had the bus to go down there and come back.
Right, and then and while that participation was going, we had a stand down, which was May 19th, I believe. And it was at 5203 West Taylor Street. And people that may not know what is a stand down is which corporations get together and donate clothes and stuff. Feed the veterans, male and female, because, see, they give away a lot of stuff. But, see, they also have a line for the females because, see, the idea for many years, they were fighting a losing battle. But, see, now, thanks to Rochelle Crump and her foundation, which is National Women Veterans Unite, well, see, they got a key speaker now. So now, everything that goes on now, you have to include the women. And Rochelle, we want to thank you for your service, for the things that you're doing, and also for the Moffett Point. Thank you.
Another point we want to point out is that the Poor People Campaign is going to continue to have functions all over the United States until we get to the point where we can eradicate racism and poverty, the militarization of society, and the environmental destruction. And what we want our folks to understand out there, that even in the military, racism still runs deep.
Oh, yes.
Even in the VA system, racism still runs deep.
There's racism everywhere. It still exists, but see, at times, it's like it's hidden. But see, it comes out in the open once in a while. But
Yes,
see,
it does.
we still have to learn how to battle this.
Yes.
It's not like in the past where it was so openly and, we were scared. But see, I'm not saying it's just us anymore. See, now we got laws and stuff to protect us. We got laws against this. So this is why we still need everybody. Speak up.
Yes.
It doesn't matter, it's racism against whites in their own field and stuff. But see, it's the idea of racism is a disease.
Yes.
It's ignorance.
And it's taught. Okay?
Yeah,
You're not born a
because
racist.
that's what I'm going to say.
You're not born a racist. You have to learn that garbage.
And it's a shame where, little kids, the things they learning from their parents.
Yes. Because if you put a bunch of kids on a playground and you leave them be, they're going to have fun.
Right. And that's what they self-nature taught them to.
Yes.
They don't know no color barriers unless you teach them that. And then who are you to judge? Because see, in the long run, you may need me.
And if you want to get more involved with the Poor People Campaign, you can go to the site poorpeoplecampaign.org, illinoisppc.org, and let them know you want to volunteer. Because once again, we cannot put an end to poverty until we come together and say we had enough. We're living in the richest country in the world, one of the richest country in the world.
With a poor meaning.
I should not see veterans walking up and down these streets homeless.
No
I should
one.
not see veterans in the subways begging for money.
No
because they
one.
hungry and homeless. We don't need that. Not in America. Not in America. And I say shame, shame, shame.
And I'd like to put this out to everybody in viewing distance. In the third week of August, which is the second week, is the Buck Billiken Parade. The third week is our day. Our day is the Harold Washington American Legion Post, 1987. We have a picnic in Jackson Park, right there at 1900 East 63rd Street. People say, 1900, what's that? If you go east down 63rd Street, you're gonna run into the beach. You're gonna run into Lakeshore Drive. Before you get there, you're gonna see on your right, if you're heading east, on your left, if you head east, you're gonna see, first thing you'll see is some basketball courts. We're right over there. And when we say what we do for the community, we give back. We give back each year. We have a cookout. And so, you come by and we'll feed you. We have hot dogs, bratwurst sometimes, Polish sausage sometimes. But, you're welcome to a meal, water or soda or whatever. But, we let everybody know each year that that's what we do. And if you want to participate, call the Harold Washington Post at 773-719-0854.
Another thing, Commander, Sunday is Father's Day.
Yes.
And we want to shout out to all the military daddies out there. Thank you for your service.
And also, some people get a little mad about this, but, you got to give credit where credit is due.
Yes.
There are a lot of mothers that have to play dual role, and vice versa with the fathers. But see, the idea, when it comes down to taking care of your loved ones, the scale runs differently. But those fathers that's out there doing what you're supposed to do, my hat's off to you. Because, see, the house need a father figure.
Yes. Children need both parents.
They need both parents. But
both
see,
parents.
It's a shame that sometimes that when it comes down to the other parent, it's a little two-sided thing. Because, see, how can you take care of this house and you're in another house?
No.
Take care of home first.
The lines are open for you to call in. We're getting down to the wire. And I want to drop a email address because we have veterans having an issue with property taxes and
Yes.
some are losing their property. So we have a email address that you need to sign up on called the Black Tax at gmail.com. Blacktax at gmail.com. We need your name, address, phone number, and your email address if you have one. So we're compiling a list of our veterans and regular citizens who property are overvalued, overassessed, and overtaxed. And we're losing, our community are
Because of
losing
that.
their homes like crazy over these property taxes.
Yes. And that's, believe it or not, another form of what? Discrimination.
Discrimination and racism.
How you gonna sit up there and overcharge the poorest communities, and it's always the rich get richer. The
Yes.
poor that have to suffer. Not anymore. If we stick together, let's do this right. Let's form an alliance.
Yes.
Because see, your voice can be heard, but see, just like the mouse that roar, we got to show them we got a voice. Stand up and be counted for.
And folks out there in television land, you veterans, you got to stick together. You got to stick together. The liberal veterans, the conservative veterans, we got to come together. Right now, we have a war within our own ranks.
Naturally.
Okay. And as long as they keep us divided within our veteran groups, we're going to continue to walk into that brick wall over there. Somebody's got to be able to say, you know what, we're all in the same boat. So in order to get out this boat, we got to come together.
We really have to do. It takes what they call communication, trust, and understanding. Because see, the idea, those are the key to success. I may not understand a few things, but see, if somebody could sit down and explain it to me, make me realize what's going on, then I could have an input on it.
Mm-hmm.
But see, I can't walk around blindly. That's just like a shepherd is not a shepherd if he loses his flock. To maintain his flock, he got to keep an eye on them. That's what make that flock fortified. If one escape, another one gonna escape because see the idea they following the other one.
You know, there's another thing about to pop off in August too. A lot of veterans was part of that red light speed camera lawsuit.
I remember that.
Won.
I remember
Well,
that.
those folks are go ahead, caller. Go ahead.
Yeah, how you guys doing today?
Hey, what's
Fantastic.
happening?
How's it going, Commander?
Okay, and yourself?
Savage?
Hey, great.
I'm doing good. Hey, look here, I just want to touch on, man, when y'all first started out, the show and everything, talking about stupidity.
Yes.
Yes.
You know, I think, you know, if majority of everybody had common sense, I don't think we have no place for no ignorant, no stupid, as you was saying about this young lady you was talking about.
Yes.
Being stupid and asking them ignorant questions and everything, man. You know, it's sad though, man, like you saying.
It
to go out here
is.
and everything, put yourself out here, you know, in harm's way, you know, and people don't even know need the benefit of the doubt. Because as you were saying, like back here, Murray Day, when we giving out the poppy flowers,
Yes.
you know, people comparing everything, they had their head down. But see what I do to them and everything, let them know ain't no love low. I just explain to them, hey, look, do have a nice day and enjoy your holiday. You know,
Right.
you know, I don't have no animosity because you don't want to donate nothing.
Right.
You know? And another little thing I like to sit and think about. I always love this one movie, man. I was thinking about you talking about and everything, how people push us to the side because if it weren't for the veterans, the military itself, you know, all the people, Russia, all them, they'd be over here taking over and everything, and we had to go by what they said and everything. When they go to the bathroom, you know, when you do this. But see, people don't understand it.
And see,
But one thing I always did like this movie, Rambo. And I love when Sylvester Stallone told this
it's
man,
no justice.
he asked him and everything, talking about giving him award. He said, no, give it to them POW. Because
Right.
they deserve it more than I do. You know, and I always remember that quote he said and everything. And he said another thing. I want people to love us as much as we love them.
Absolutely.
Because guys went out there, man, and lost their lives. I had a older brother. He came up missing everything in Vietnam. My mom didn't know where he was. You know, but people just don't recognize and see this, though. Like I say, you let China and all them other countries come over here and take them like you were saying earlier. But, you know, if they come over here in the United States, we don't have no freedom.
Right.
But
And
that's
see,
what stupid and ignorant come in from these people, man.
And that's based on democracy.
Uh-huh.
See, it's because
And the First Amendment.
and the First Amendment, the right to speech, the right for religion, or whatever it may be. But see, if you take that, then what is it?
You have the right to be stupid, unfortunately.
Correct.
So, you know, that's why, you know, we got to look over
I
things.
ain't gonna hold you up too long, I know.
We're
right,
about ready
take
to get
care.
out. Thanks for your service.
You got to look over.
As I was about to say to our veterans out there, the lawsuit was won. So you should, in August, start seeing some capital come in for those tickets that you overpaid for. So it's time to say, once again, Commander, when you're having fun, time's
It
flying.
really does. But I want everybody out there, get together.
Yeah.
Stand up for your rights.
Show some love to each other.
Right.
That's why we put our lives on the line for you folks. Now we need you to put your life on the line. Show some love.